Hello, I'm Alex,
And I'm Mike.
and this is Sustainability Bites, bringing you succinct discussions on all the hottest and most important sustainability topics so you can stay informed and make the right decisions for yourself and your business.
So, Alex, there's a lot of talk in the sustainability world about the circular economy, which I'm sure you've heard a lot of. Advocates of the concept will often ridicule the linear economy for being wasteful and negative. But are they right? Is the circular economy the answer to the challenges our species faces and how to handle waste? Or is it just another buzzword soon to be discarded like a piece of disposable plastic floating down a river?
So, shall we start with what is the linear economy? So, think of it as the standard way of doing things. It's the primary economic model we've been using for centuries. It follows a fairly simplistic, straightforward path, hence linear. So this path typically starts with the extraction of raw materials like iron ore or cotton. Then a series of processes are used to convert these materials into products, which we then buy and dispose of when we're done with them. So that means to create more products, the linear economy relies constantly on extracting new resources from the earth.
Yeah, I guess as well, while it's not necessarily required to qualify as the linear economy, many modern products are often designed to be used for a short period of time and then discarded, which just creates even more waste.
Yeah, exactly. It compounds the problem, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So with people and businesses becoming increasingly concerned about the environment and the waste that we throw away, many of them and us are looking for alternative ways.
And for many, that is the circular economy. But Mike, what is the circular economy?
I'm glad you asked, Alex. Um, because there isn't one answer. There's several competing and conflicting definitions, as academics have sought to add on additional complexities to the original circular economy idea. Just so to avoid confusion, let's focus on the core concept, which is that the circular economy aims to address the shortcomings of the linear economy by creating products in a closed loop. This means that resources are kept in for as long as possible by just reusing and recycling them and re-adding them back to the manufacturing process.
Right, yeah. So rather than being a straight line, the goal here is for a circle shape, or circular shape, where the raw materials are being extracted, converted into products, then repurposed or turned into the same product again, creating that circular shape.
Yeah, and that reduces the impact on the environment, because there are just fewer resources being extracted, lower waste being generated, and it also decreases pollution. So it's a winner all round. This new model has created countless new industries and jobs, and therefore is also beneficial to the economy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So while the environment is an important factor, if we put that aside completely, another real benefit is the reduced reliance on finite resources.
Yeah. Moving to the circular economy, though, it isn't simple and requires a lot of changes in design, the way businesses run, our own behaviors, and just a huge amount of investment as well.
Yeah, so I guess that raises the question, is the circular economy a realistic concept?
Yes and no. Is the answer. The theory behind it is a simple one, because we just explained it in like 2 seconds. But it's important to make it easy to understand. But when you try to simplify it that much, you open it up to a lot of criticism. People who are very resistant to change will jump on that criticism and potentially be just deliberately obtuse.
Yeah, I guess the reality is that the circular economy in practice is more of a spiral shape, than a circle, as there's only so many times that you're going to be able to recycle, let's say, plastic before it needs to be discarded. So yeah, in that instance, it's not going to be that perfect circle that it's pictured as.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, recycling a plastic bottle 8 times is going to be better than making a new one from scratch every single time.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's perhaps better to see that circular economy as the spiral economy, where we reuse and recycle products and materials as many times as we realistically can, and then they are disposed of and or used in an energy recovery process. That way we're minimizing the environmental impact of every use.
Yeah. So what's better then, circular or linear?
Well, I think it's it's clear that the theoretical circular economy is going to be best. It would be an entirely closed loop where the new raw materials are never needed and we keep reusing over and over again. But obviously that's not practical in the real world. But that said, any efforts to reuse and recycle, particularly by designing this into the product in the first place, is going to help immensely to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and limit the amount of waste that ends up in a landfill and in our oceans ultimately.
Yeah, which is where the spiral economy comes in.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sustainability Scope. If you liked what you heard, then be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Follow us on social media too by searching the Sustainability Scope. This episode of the Sustainability Scope was brought to you by AM Custom Clothing. If you need sustainable custom branded clothing for your business, band or brand, head to amcustomclothing.co.uk today.